You're saying is not accurate.
After 10 hours of riveting testimony,
When I checked Paw, I was already on the phone with 911.
Alex Murdaugh adamantly and repeatedly denies he's a killer.
Mr. Murdaugh, are you a family annihilator?
A family annihilator? You mean like, did I shoot my wife and my son?
Yes.
No. I would never hurt Maggie Murdaugh. I would never hurt Paul Murdaugh.
Prosecutors painting Murdaugh as a desperate man who lied about everything from his alleged financial crimes to a failed suicide for hire plot to where he was the night of the murders.
And you didn't go back down there after dinner until your return trip from visiting your mother? Yes, sir.
But Murdaugh changed his story in court after a Snapchat video placed him at the family's dog kennels minutes before the murders.
Come here, Bubba. Come here, Bubba. Cash.
Murdaugh says the reason he lied, he didn't trust police and he had an opioid addiction that made him paranoid.
Are these also convenient facts in your new story that have to fit with the timeline?
No, sir.
Throughout his testimony, Murdaugh maintaining he never killed his wife and son.
I would never intentionally do anything to hurt either one of them.
During the initial investigation, Murdaugh almost immediately told authorities he believed the murders were related to a deadly 2019 boat crash involving his son Paul, the fatal accident portrayed in Netflix's new docuseries Murdaugh Murders: A Southern Scandal.
911, where's your emergency?
We're in a boat crash on Arthur Street.
Murdaugh still contends his wife and son were targets.
They hated Paul Murdaugh, and they had anger in their heart.
The community of Walterboro is now bracing for a verdict.
I'm ready to know whether he's going to be guilty or not guilty.
Now, the defense team says they have 4 more witnesses to call to the stand. Prosecutors say they have a brief rebuttal case after that. We are told there could be closing arguments as soon as the middle of the week. Savannah?
All right, Catie, thank you. NBC senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett with us again. Laura, good morning. So the testimony is finished. We know it's a blockbuster witness when the defendant takes a stand. Net, was this a benefit to him?
Net, I think it was a benefit. He was very compelling. He stuck to his story. He didn't get flustered. He didn't look evasive. He said many times, I didn't do it. Now, certainly the prosecution, I think, scored some points talking about the timeline just before the murders and after. That's where he started to seem, I think, the most unsteady on the stand. But he also did something that's always very helpful in a case like this, which is inject this idea that somebody else did it. Now, you could debate whether or not that was effective, but that's all you need is just one juror to buy this story and to hang the jury, because obviously it needs to be unanimous. All he needs is one juror to say, actually, I think that was convincing.
It's been interesting to hear reports from inside the courtroom. Perhaps some of these jurors are not nearly as engaged in the testimony as we have been, and folks have been following the trial closely.
They were sitting very attentive to his testimony, though, which is notable. They were on the edges of their seats for that.
You guys are the lawyers, legitimately lawyers. This concept of jury nullification, Laura Jarrett, this idea, and I think we heard the defense sort of float this on Friday, that, you know what, on the financial crimes alone, he is going to probably spend the rest of his life in prison. Maybe we shouldn't convict him for the murders because of that alone. Well, is that a reasonable defense?
It's an interesting strategy, right? Because at first, the defense didn't want any of the financial crime information to come in. But once it does, you see them sort of telegraphing to the jury and certainly asking Murdaugh on the stand, you're actually been charged with 99 different financial crimes. And the answer to that, of course, is yes. Now, he hasn't pled guilty or anything like that in those cases. But it seems to be telegraphing to the jury, even if you find him innocent in this case, he's likely to serve some prison time. It sort of gives them an out. Now, we'll see whether they take that out.
By the way, it can't be an overt defense strategy. No. You're not allowed to ask a jury to nullify the law. That's saying jury nullification is basically telling the jurors in so many words, ignore the law. justice will come in a different way.
See, that's why you're the chief legal correspondent.
No, yeah. No, I know. I think it's Laura now.
You are always still chief.
Either way, we've got closing arguments coming up. And this is a key moment, certainly for the defense, but the prosecutors got to pull the strands together.
They have to tell a coherent story. On Friday, we saw sort of a shifting motive emerge, perhaps this idea that his family had cued in on his drug use and they were going to confront him about that. That's not the story of motive that we've been hearing all this trial. The whole trial has been about the financial crimes, and he wanted to distract from the financial crimes by committing these murders. Again, question whether that was ever a plausible theory that made any sense. But now to shift to the drugs, I think it's confusing to the jury. I think they need to figure out their story and stick with it for closing.
And the defensive strategy apparently is going to be our guy's a thief, our guy's a liar. You've heard all of that, but he's no killer.
That's the strategy.
We'll see. We shall see, Laura. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.